Amen. Let's get our Bible confession. Here we go. This is my holy Bible. I am what it says I am. I have what it says I have. I can accomplish whatever it says I can through the power that works in me and for me to the glory of God. Amen. 2 Corinthians 9, verse 10 and 11. 2 Corinthians, right after 1 Corinthians. Well, I'm telling the truth. It's right after 1 Corinthians. Chapter 9, verse 10 and 11. When you have it, say word. If you don't, say hold on. All right, we have a few hold ons there. But the hold on's going to have to catch up. Here we go. Now he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will supply and multiply your store of seed and will increase the harvest of your righteousness. Verse 11, you will be enriched in every way to be generous on every occasion, and your giving through us will produce thanksgiving to God. You may be seated. And my subject again is, why should God give you money? We've been talking about this in our money series, and everybody was, you know what, Pastor, after every Bible study, I get questions. Pastor, we've been talking about this thing, and, before I pray, I always check, and, but I'm still not getting it. Well, today is the crescendo. I'm going to answer all the questions of why God gives us money. And my thought derives from this. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who scatters seed on the ground. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who scatters seed on the ground. Let me put it in this way. This is how heaven works, or the system of God works. It works like a man who scatters seed on the ground. Okay, for you who's still a little slow. This is how I get from God. This is the method that God has set up to teach us how to get from him. It's like a man who scatters seed on the ground. Mark 4:26 says, the kingdom of heaven is like a man who scatters seed on the ground. The definition of sowing is the act of scattering seed on the ground. The act of scattering seed on the ground. While I was in devotion, I questioned the Lord. I said, well, why you just didn't say plant? Why didn't you just say plant? The kingdom of heaven is like a man planting seed in the ground. But then I looked up the definition for planting, and then I clearly understood why. The definition of planting is to place a seed in a specific part of the ground for it to grow. Placed a seed in a specific part of the ground. But to scatter means to throw seed in various random directions on the ground. Now, I already see question marks starting to dissipate right now. I see them now. Them question marks that you see in church now, they're going poop. They vanishing. Oh. Today we're going to explore why God gives us money. Not why should he, but we need to understand why he gives us money. But first, let's look at the difference between a planter and a sower. Note this, the planter plants their seed in a specific place with the expectation of reaping the harvest for themselves. A planter. A sower scatters their seed in various random directions with the expectation of reaping a harvest to supply the need for others. Okay. A person who has a garden in their yard, they plant various seeds in specific places, expecting their harvest to grow for them to use it in their own kitchen. Okay. I hope I'm painting a picture here. I'm trying to paint a picture. You have a little garden. See, now, when I said this is the crescendo, Minister Kamau, remember last year I gave everybody seed. And I told y'all to go home and plant your seed and see what you come up with. Well, I started now, in my devotion, I was like, God, Lord, you took me all the way through that just to bring me here? I was very meticulous about my garden in the back. I planted watermelon. I planted cucumbers. I planted bell peppers. I planted jalapenos, and they was growing, and they was good, and and I cut, and I ate of my own harvest. But then my bell peppers kept growing and kept coming back, and my jalapenos, and I was like, well, I don't eat jalapenos and bell peppers like this. So I start bringing them to church. My son-in-law said, Pop, what you them for me? I said, no, you don't cook. It's for TJ. He cooked. Pop, you brought me some of your jalapenos out the garden? Yeah, I don't eat them like that. Yeah. Got some bell peppers. Hey, Pop, can I get some bell peppers at least? All right, man, here are the bell peppers. I'm just thinking, hey, I'm just doing something. But I'm already operating in the principle, not even knowing it. See, that's one thing is, I be tripping with God. Be like, you did all that just to bring me right here? Why you just didn't tell me? He said, because then you wouldn't have got it. But now let's look at the farmer. Now I told you about the planter, but now let's look at the farmer. The farmer scatters seeds in various parts of his land with the expectation of producing a harvest for others to consume. Others. That's his whole mindset. His whole motive is, you know what? I'm not just going to plant a few corn. I'm going to plant rows of corn. So I can produce something that will be a benefit for others. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm good. The kingdom of heaven works just like that. In the text today, Paul declares that he who provides or gives seed to the sower and bread for food will provide and multiply the seed he provides for more sowing in order to increase the works of love you are already doing. Okay, let me back up. Say, listen, here's how it is. God is the source. So God gives of himself to us. Now we become what? The source, not the resource. No. We're not the resource. Because in this world, we stand in the stead for God. Because God is a spirit now. Remember, he's a spirit. He's not flesh and blood. So he needs a body to operate through. How many times you heard me say, if he can get it through you, he'll get it to you. The problem with some of us, he can't get it through you. So now he said, okay, I, God, the source of all, am giving you the source in order for you to become a resource for others. Oh, okay. Okay, I know you don't want to hear, but God, who is the source, give the sower his source. Now the sower becomes the source for resources in the earth, which he scatters in various random directions. As the children of God, we must grow to become sowers and not planters. The money God gives us is the source in which we are to use in order to become a resource to others. I hear you already. I hear your mind working. Yeah. Well, sure, I only make $14 an hour. I got bills. I got this, and then he want me to pay my tithes. He want me to give offering. He want me to do this. Then, okay, I got something for you. I do. Listen, the money God gives us, yeah, oh my God, it's for us to be a resource in the earth. God only gives us more money to multiply our store of seed. Oh. To multiply our store of seed. To multiply our store. He only gives us more so we can store up to become a greater resource. Okay. I know I'm going to slow down too. I'm going to take my time. A store of seed to multiply our source, to increase our ability to become a greater resource for our works of love that we are already doing for the kingdom's sake. Because I hear you saying, well, you know what, God want all this. What about how am I supposed to eat? But that's why, wait a minute, let's go back to the text. He said, God who supplies seed to the sower, he also provides what? Bread for food. See, the reason why some of us never experience a miracle because we don't allow ourselves to be put in a position for God to show us a miracle. God, I ain't got nothing. I did all this. So hey, let me get on the phone and see if I can borrow some money. No, don't borrow nothing. Just wait on him. Trust him. Stop going around borrowing money because you're running low. Bread for food implies that God provides all things that are needed to sustain the sower. The sower. Bread for food implies that God provides all things that are needed to sustain the sower. To sustain the sower. See, if you only give money in church, that's as far as he needs to sustain you. Pastor, I don't get that. Well, if all you give is in church, that's the extent of the sustaining that God needs to get to you. Meaning, all you want to do is you just want to bring your tithes and your offering to church. You don't want to help nobody else. You're a planter. You have a specific place you want to give your money. So you're going to reap that And now you fall into the category of the Lord reigns on the just and the unjust as well. See, that don't qualify you for the promises. Oh, okay. I know I already feel you. I feel you. I feel your evil eye looking at me like, well, he don't know what he talking. No, I'm telling you what the Bible says. He said he provides bread for food. And bread here implies that God provides all things that are needed to sustain the sower while the sower works the will of God in the earth. God is not, he cannot, it is utterly impossible for me to go all out for God and for me not to have food. It's utterly impossible for me to sell out for God and God not take care of me. It's utterly impossible. God, I'm giving my last. I'm not going to have no gas. You don't think he know it? God said, empty out your pocket and give this man all that you have in your pocket. Well, Lord, I do you not know I have $85 in my pocket? You don't think he's aware of that? But the question you should ask yourself is, now when I give this, is there anything too hard for God? And to our visitors, I want you to know that during this money season, I haven't asked for, I'm not preaching on tithes. I'm not preaching on offering. No. Because that's why money only matters in church to folk. Because the first thing they think is, well, why should I give my money to the church? No, I'm not asking for your money. This is God's house. This is his heritage. If these lights ever go out and the rent not be paid, that's a clear indication that it's time for me to move on to what's next. Then what we're going to do with Philippians 4:19? When Paul says, and my God shall liberally supply your every need according to his riches in glory. I'm not going to depend on my job. I'm not going to depend on the offering that you give me because you can't pay me for what I do. And everything that you give me that I give out, it's only by God that I survive. I look forward to getting down to zero balance. The brothers be taking my money. Pastor, you know, it's the middle of the month. You can't be giving like that. I'll be like, yeah, all right. Just give my wallet back. I ain't going to give in front of you. Because it offends you how I'm giving. So I'm just not going to give in front of you. But when you turn your back, I told you Wednesday night, I'm telling you, God uses the little things to just blow my mind. I'm in 99 cent store, and I'm at the cash register, and this lady had some Special K, the value size, for 99 cents. And I looked, I said, whoa, you got some Special K apple cinnamon? The value size? She said, yeah. I said, I walked through this whole store. I didn't see that. She said, it's back by the vegetables. I said, oh, when I got back there, there was one case left. So, I wasn't, hey, I'm going to buy the whole case. I just bought 3 boxes, took 3 boxes. And I came back and I went to the register. So the lady put 2 in one bag and then had a separate bag. So I'm waiting for my wife to come out of the local store. And so I said, well, I'm going to run and get some gas. And the attendant at the gas station, who was a young lady, my wife and I frequent there, so she knows us. And I said, hey, how you doing, girl? She said, everything's good. I said, tell me something good today. She said, well, it's a beautiful day out here in the IE. I said, it sure is. I said, anytime we can get 76 degrees with a nice breeze, that's a good day in the IE. And she said, well, tell me something good. I said, well, I was at the 99-cent store. And they had Special K, the value size, for 99 cents. She said, what? She said, well, I won't be able to partake in that because I don't get off till 10. And 99 cents, although it's right across the parking lot from me, it closed at 10. And I was like, well, you know what? You today is your day because you got friends in high places. And so I went on and pumped my gas, and when I finished, and she said, well, I'll see you. I said, hold on, I told you. You have friends in high places. So I popped the trunk. And just so happened that the young lady put one box in her own separate bag. So I grabbed the bag out the trunk. I said, because you can't get there before it closed, and I told you have friends at high places. I said, here you go. She said, no, I can't take your cereal. I said, it ain't mine, it's yours. And she said, oh my God, my kids, they just eat up all my stuff, my boys. I can't never get. She said, and you did this for me? I said, just for you. The time is coming when my wife and I are pumping gas that we're going to be able to put Jesus in there. Y'all don't hear me. We're going to be able to do what? Slide a little Jesus in there. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Listen. Jesus says the sower takes no thought for his own life. I'm talking about a sower. A sower don't care about, you know what, Lord, I need some, I need to buy me some shoes. Lord, I need to buy me some clothes. Lord, I need to worry about what's in my cupboard. No, a sower takes no thought for his own life. What he shall eat or what he shall drink. Nor does a sower take thought for what he shall put on, because he understands that life is more than meat and raiment. Now let's move on to verse 11. I'm almost done. In the 11th verse of the text, we find the true reason why God gives us money or wealth. Let's read. I'm going to read it. You will be enriched in every way to be generous on every occasion. Oh, my God. Sometimes I'll be looking for somebody to sow into. I'm talking about, this is a sower's mentality. I be looking for somebody. Okay, Lord, I got a little extra money this month. You ain't give it to me just to have a little extra money. All right, now, who you got for me? Who you got for me? We in the store. My wife and I. We in the store, and she said, babe, let me have $20. I already know what that means. It means God done moved on her heart to sow or to pay for somebody's food. I don't be like, what you mean $20? I already know. Because we then, as workers together with him. Oh, y'all didn't hear me. So she's out the other day, and she called our daughter, and she's like, hey, well, you know what, why don't you check the diapers out at Costco? And, and I knew where this conversation was going. When she started telling me, I knew it was this guy. I just wanted to know, how much did you spend? I already knew where it was going. I mean, when you understand the mind of a sower, the sower is always looking for an opportunity to sow into somebody so that God can get the glory. So the very thing that my wife sold into my daughter, her husband was at work saying to God, I don't even have enough money to buy my sons some diapers. Not even knowing that it was already done. Y'all don't see, that went over your head right there. See, when you take no thought, God can say, listen, because you are constantly worrying about my stuff, I'm going to take it upon myself to take care of all of what you're thinking about. While you're sleeping. He already working it out. And we act like God, it's just some new news to God. Like we got to remind God, well, Lord, you know, if I'm the one to work the will and to do to my good pleasure, I don't never have to tell God, well, you know, I only got $50. He the one who gave you the $50 to have. So when he asks for it, he already have a plan in, oh my goodness. And he said, I know the plan I have for you. And it's not of evil. You trust in God. Ain't no evil gonna come upon you. Because the blessings of the Lord maketh rich. And he adds no sorrow with them. If he blesses you to be a sower, you ain't going to have no sorrow. What you going to have? You're going to have some persecution, though. Pastor, you're going to have some persecution. Anytime you out there doing good, somebody going to persecute you. But he said, don't worry when you're persecuted for my sake. Because you ain't no different than those who have come before you. Clap your hands right there and give God some praise. I'm almost done. I promise you I'm almost done. Listen, God, so you're asking, you know, many of you has, well, Pastor, why should God give me money? Or why does he give me money? Well, verse 11 answers that question. God does not give us money for the purpose of luxury and self-gratification. Because some of you, well, the Lord, is something wrong with me saving up to get this car or something wrong? God ain't giving you no money for self-gratification. That's why I'm looking straight ahead. I don't want nobody to think, well, yeah, I just talked to the pastor about this last week and he just going to front me like this. No, I'm looking at the clock. God is not giving you money for self-gratification. Nor is it to be spent on physical enjoyment. Ooh, I need a nose job. I don't like the way my chin look. Let me go see if I can have a specialist look at this. You know what? I'm gonna have some of this fat sucked out of me. No, you need to turn over your plates and get out there and walk. Get on somebody's track and walk or run. Stop eating pork rinds and hot sauce and all this stuff. Stop eating that stuff. God ain't give you the money so that you can have your fat sucked out of you. Listen to what he said. You will be enriched in every way to be generous on every occasion. How you going? Well, Lord, I would have sowed that seed, but you know what? I have a pastor friend who's getting ready to have that surgery, and I keep, bruh, why are you getting the surgery? You know, well, the insurance is paying for it, and this and that. I said, for us as leaders, what that shows is a sign of undiscipline. I said to you, my brother, and iron sharpens iron. So, you know what? When I had my gallbladder removed, the surgeon told me afterwards, after the surgery and my follow-up, he said, I see that you're a pastor, and, you could stand to lose a little bit. And, he said, but I want you to come to these classes not saying that you need the surgery. Said all you had to do is just get out there and walk and move and cut back on your fried foods. He said, because now that your gallbladder is gone, you got to cut back on your fried food anyway. And all that spicy stuff. And I'm like, he said, but you don't need a surgery. You just need to discipline yourself. So I passed it on to him in the midst of another brother who is over 200 pounds overweight. And my brother, he said, you know what? He said, bruh, I'm taking our own advice of what we've been talking about all this discipline. He said, by Christmas, I already plan to lose 50 pounds. He said, and I can tell you who it is, Pastor Leo Thomas. Pastor is already down 45 pounds. I laughed at him last week. I said, boy, how many loops you going, when you just going to buy you some new pants? Pants all gathered in front. He was like, man, and he ain't even working out yet. He's just starting with changing his diet. And I told him, I said, Lee, I'm with you. I'm with you. I said, you're going to lose. I'm disciplining with you. Oh, y'all don't hear me. See, the Bible says, encourage one another. Oh, okay, let me get back to this. So God does not give us money for the purpose of luxury or self-gratification, nor is it to be spent on physical enjoyment, superficial body changes, nose jobs, facelifts, and all this other enlargement stuff. Nor does he give us money for us to parade it or display it before mankind to bring glory to oneself. I've never been a jewelry type of person. That's just me. That's just me. When I was out there doing my thing, I never wore jewelry. It didn't make sense to me. It didn't. My boys used to be draped. That's what it used to be called back in the day. They be draped and they ask, hey, Big Dave, man, you ought to check out my new rope. And they said, yeah, you got your little chain, and the chain that I got, somebody had bought it for me. I was like, man, you pretty draped, but all that money you spent and you wearing it on your neck. If something happened and you go to pawn it, you will never get what you paid for. I said, so you know what? I'll just stack mine. I never had that mentality that I'm going to showboat. The tennis shoes that I wore, I love me some K-Swiss. Everybody else in the Nike, and I have my tees and my K-Swiss and a t-shirt. I'm cool. I didn't start dressing until I met my wife. We went out one day and she said, that's all you got? She was like, well, we need to go shopping. I'm like, no, I got a little something in my closet, and I came out, I only had one black suit. Just changed the shirt. She was like, babe, we getting ready to go to a concert. You gonna wear black slacks to a concert? And a t-shirt? I thought, she's like, you don't wear tennis shoes with slacks? I said, you don't. She was like, no, baby. No, come on. So I said, all right. We went downtown and, she put something together and I looked at, I'm like, what do I look like? She's like, well, you look good. I was like, well, as long as you think so, I'm cool. Then I start getting compliments. Hey, boy, look at you. Stepping up your game. I'm like, yeah, man, you know how we do it. Yeah, man, you know how we do it. Oh, listen. God gives us money and wealth that it might be distributed to others in such a way that thanks will be given to God. Listen to what he said. You will be enriched in every way to be generous on every occasion, and your giving through us will produce thanksgiving to God. What does that mean? God gives us money and wealth that it might be distributed to others in such a way that thanks will be given to God, the great source and giver of all wealth. And listen, you need to understand this. Isaiah 42:8 says, I am the Lord. That's my name. I love it when the Lord, when he broke out that to the children of Israel, he said, hold on. Y'all taking too much credit. He said, I am the Lord. That is my name. I will not give my glory to another, neither my praises to graven images. He said, so all that you're talking about, don't forget, I'm the Lord. I'm the giver of wealth. It is me that gives you power to get wealth. Don't get it twisted. Everything that you are, everything that you have is already because of God. So why not use what he gave to you to get it through to you so that you can help somebody else? Because at the end of the day, all God wants is some glory. Why you think Jesus said, hold on, y'all, don't trip. Just let your light so shine that men might see your good works. If you ain't doing nothing good, ain't nobody going to give glory to God. Everybody want to talk about the preacher. Everybody, I told my wife, I said, baby, I'm not getting in. I ain't telling nobody that they need to be debt-free and all. No, because I don't believe that. I don't believe you should be debt-free. Do you not know if you have no debt, you can't get no credit? And in order to operate in this system, you got to have some credit. See, debt-free is for bad stewards. Oh, undisciplined stewards. Because you think, oh, wait, you know what? Now that I'm debt-free, I can hide all my stuff in the ground. Uh-oh. Now I ain't got to worry about nobody else. Uh-oh. Ouch. Don't move. Don't nobody move. And they won't, folks, whoever's sitting next to you won't know that I'm talking to you. Y'all be running to all these prophet lions and, God has told, he gave me a plan for you to be debt-free. No. That's not in the book. He told the unjust servant, he said, you was a wise man. He said, you start calling in the debt when I called in your debt. You start going around to everybody who owe you and want to give them a break. Look at the principle, how that's what they call debt consultants. The principle, that all that's from the Bible, y'all. These debt consultants, they go to your debtors and say, hey, give him a break. We'll pay you, but we'll only pay you 3 cents on the dollar. And if you forgive their debt, then it'll be good to you. And then the tax man say, you know what, since you forgave them debt, we're not going to charge their whole debt onto you. So it's all principle in this world system. Now we're in the world, but we're not of the world. But as long as we're in the world, we need to learn how to operate in the world without being of the world. In my conclusion, after taking this information today, you might say, well, what about my desires? See, I got something for all y'all. No. Because really, I'm one of those. In my relationship with God, I never cease to ask him, well, what about me? I'm selling out for you. I look at what God has given me for what he's given it to me for. Where I've been homeless. I've been homeless. Now I live on the side of a mountain. And my rent, people don't really understand how you pay. You only pay, yeah, only pay that. You can't get in on my favor because you didn't pay what I paid. Oh, y'all. I'm trying to get out of here. Listen, after taking this information, you might wonder and say, well, what about my desires? What about my house? What about my desire for a car? What about my vacation time? I want to go to the Bahamas. I do. And Jesus took his boys away to the Bahamas. Yes, he did. He went and took them to a town that nobody knew them so that they might rest. But when they saw Jesus, that blew it. The disciples said, man, we all the way over in the Bahamas and we can't chill. All right, y'all, let's get up. We gotta go help somebody else. And this is what prompted Peter to say, well, what's in it for me? Because every time I go to rest, I still can't rest. I got to sneak into Michigan. Because as soon as they found out that Pastor Dave is in Michigan, where you preaching? Where you preaching? Oh, I'm just here. I have to tell my aunt, listen, don't tell nobody I'm in town, just family. And then they see me out at breakfast. Boy, hey, how long you here? You here till Sunday? No, I'm leaving out Saturday night. Well, what can we do to get you to stay over till Sunday? Nothing. My reservations are, I'm just here for a minute. Man, come on, Sutton. Come on. No. I have to discipline myself to say no. Other words, I'd be like, all right, I'll preach Sunday. And then they say, well, since you're here for Sunday, we might as well have a revival. And then when I'm dead on the plane from exhaustion, they still having church. Oh, y'all don't hear me. But so I said, well, Lord, what about me? Jesus said, here's all I want you to do. Just seek me first. All I want you to do is seek me first. Give me mine. Oh, my God. Just give me mine first. He said to Peter, just like Elijah said to the woman. And listen, we're about to eat this. We're about to cook this little whole cake, and we're going to eat it and die. Elijah said, no. Check this out. Feed me first. That's all Jesus has said. Listen, seek me first. And all my righteousness. Seek my principles. And don't worry about what you're going to get, because all things will be added unto you. What things? And then he goes on to tell Peter, see, no one who gives up everything for my sake or for the gospel's sake will fail to receive 100 times as much. Now in this present day, I'm not talking about pie in the sky. I'm talking about some cobbler right here. 100 times as much now in the present day, along with persecution. See, don't think that you're going to grow up and God going to blow you up and ain't everybody going to be, oh, you're doing such a wonderful job. Look at you. God even. No. They're going to say, oh, he's stealing. He robbing them people. They don't know how much you giving away or how much you work. They don't know how many hospitals you visit and how many folks you feeding. They don't know about that. All they see is you blowing up overnight. And they went, well, how he do that? They don't want to really know how. They just want to persecute you for what you have. That's why the Bible said, beware when all men speak well of you. You better start watching when the folks start being, oh, you're just doing a beautiful. No, I'm watching you. And then the capper is, he said, not only in this day and in the age to come, which is eternal life. I want you to understand today, this day, that everything you have already belongs to God. Why not put it to use for him so that he can get the glory? Because when he getting the glory, the crumbs. Y'all remember my message about the pound cake and the crumbs? When God showed me, he said, Bishop Benbow told me, he said, son, it's like this. If I give you a pound cake in the hand and I tell you that it's not for you to eat, it's for you to distribute. He said, but don't worry, because you know how all the flavor saturates on the cake plate. And he said, then it gets stuck, on the cake plate. He said, but when you just take that, all that's left, and you just take it and put it in your hand, and you can eat it, you will find out that it'll taste better than the cake itself. And your sweet tooth will be satisfied. See, I got a sweet tooth for the anointing. And see, when he blesses me, I'm not talking about when I see people bless, it blesses me. My chest stick out. I mean, like, look at what I'm doing with God. God said, listen, and the more I do, the more he realized and recognized. He said, you know what? Let me store up some stuff for you so you have the ability. Because I like to do it freely. I don't want to be bound. That's why I don't put a whole lot on y'all. I put it on myself. And I'm married. And I got to take care of her. I want her to get her feet done. I want her to get her nails done. I want her to get her hair done. So I just said, you know what, Lord, I know we got to do this, but let me go ahead and do this because I know you're going to bless me. You can't give me nothing until I'm at zero. Doing work for people over time. Contractors don't do that. They don't be like, listen, I'm going to go ahead and do this work for you, and you can pay me a bit every month. When I told some of the contractors that's how I get in, they're like, you do what? How many times you get still? I said, I'll never get still. I said, because it's my gift, and it's to the glory of God. I don't even look at it. If one of the ladies called me, hey, Pastor Dave, I just don't have the money this month. I like, that's why I let you pay overtime. Because you didn't have the money when I started the job. So you mean I'm going to say, what? We had an agreement that you, every first of the month, you're supposed to give me this amount of... No. Why did I give you the option to pay overtime in the first place? Because you didn't have the down payment to give me. But, here's the glory. I'm never without food. As much as I travel to 91, I'm never without gas. God uses people just to put money in my hand. Somebody, Pastor Dave? Yeah, I know you ain't heard from me in a long time, but listen, I need your bank account number. I don't be like, oh, no, I don't give my bank. Oh, yeah? I'll text it to you. As a matter of fact, I do it so quick. And then, yeah, man, I just put something in. I'll be running to let me see what you blessed me with, Lord. It ain't that, oh, Lord, let me go see. No, let me go see what you blessed me with so I'll know how I'll be able to move. When you freely give, God is free to bless you. Don't have nothing that God can't use. I'm talking about a car. If you ain't picking up nobody, when your car break down, God gonna say, yeah, how I feel. Get on the bus. When your car was rolling, you didn't pick up nobody. But yet you want God to give you a new car. For what? Why would he? You ain't helping nobody. So you can drive by down on Wilshire and look down at all the mirrored buildings and see how you look in your car. Whoa, look, that's how I look. That's ooh, my rims are shiny. Ooh. All right, I'm closing. I want to pray for you. The greatest gift that we can give God is forgive. Some of you didn't even know that. That's the greatest gift that we can give God is forgiveness. That's why Jesus said, when you start asking God for stuff, and while you're praying, forgive. As your Father in heaven have also forgiven you. Forgive. When you stand praying, forgive. That shows God, you know what? You receive the gift of my son because I gave my son for the forgiveness of sin. So when you forgive somebody, God be like, yeah. Okay. That's how I get down. Now what you want? Keep your way free and clear. There's a song that said, nothing between my soul and my Savior. I ain't going to sing it. Listen, to you who are watching this live stream, I just want you to know that God is with you while you're with him. You forsake him, he going to forsake you. But while you're with him, give all to him. While you have a chance, you must work the works of him that sent you while it is day. Because the night is coming. Night is death. Death is coming. Death is certain. Death is sure. But God has made a way for the believer to come out of death alive. Clap your hands and give God praise. Come on, give